Hello everyone. So the previous video which I created was in Malayalam, and I thought I would do the same video in English as well, so that it can reach to many parents, many caregivers, and many educators and teachers. My name is Farzana. I have over 10 years of experience and I'm a RCI-recognized special educator. I have experience in teaching children in special education setup, one-on-one session, remedial session. I have helped many children in completing their standard 10, special needs children completing their standard 10, and also in functional academics and also in vocational training. I have trained them, children who are about 18, I have trained them in bakery and cooking, and a few of my children are now working and earning a fair income. So the topic is the prerequisite skills or the foundational skills. So before we start special education, or before we expect the academics to happen, the child should have the prerequisite skills, and the parents and the caregivers play a major role in this. What is prerequisite skills? The prerequisite skills, the first one I would like to discuss is the sitting tolerance. So we need to make sure, whether it is a special educator or a parent, we need to make sure that we develop sitting tolerance before we expect any session to happen, or special education or the academics to happen. So make sure initially when you start, expect the child to sit only for 1 minute or 2 minutes. That itself is a great thing. So when you're introducing a game or a material, take something that the child is interested, something that is child's favorite, and expect the child to sit only for 2 minutes, and pre-plan how are you going to do it, what are you going to say. You need to pre-plan it. The second thing is the attention. Make sure that it is a distraction-free environment. Make sure that the child is sitting just opposite to you in a very convenient place, not just beside you or just opposite to you, so that the child can see your face, the child can see the material which you are producing. And make the session very small so that the child won't get bored. The third thing is the child should be able to follow instruction. While you're introducing the material, make sure that you use short phrases or single word. You can target few words and use those words. Say for example, sit, give, bring, or keep. These kind of simple words you can target and start with those words. And every session, initially the first few sessions, make sure that you are using the same word. Do not change the word. Use the same word until the child learns that instruction. Now the next is, have written down few points so that I don't forget. Yes, the joint attention. So the joint attention can be play-based, so it can be floor-based or it can be a tabletop-based activity. Say for example, like what is joint attention? So while you're playing with the child, make sure that the child is listening, the child is enjoying, the child is able to understand, the child is able to follow instruction. So again, you will start here with something that the child is interested. It can be child's favorite car, it can be child's favorite toy, it can be child's favorite book, anything that the child is interested in. Say for example, if I am taking a car and I will say, oh, let's go, let's bring the red car from the basket. Red car. Now push the red car. Push. Now the red car wants to ride on Jeevan's hand. Red car is driving on Jeevan's hand. Now drive on ma'am's hand or mama's hand. Red car is driving on mama's hand. So you focus which are the words you want the child to follow. So bring the red car, driving red car, on mama's hand. So focus, whichever word you want to focus on, use the same word when you're playing the next day, the next session, at least for the few sessions, and then check whether the child have actually learned that instruction just by checking. Now write it on mama's hand. But if the child is writing it on mama's hand, then good. So initially when you start, you might have to give a physical prompt. You will have to take the child hand and say, okay, physical prompt, okay, riding on mama's hands. When you're saying bring, you need to extend your hand, and you also need to bring the child hand and say, okay, now keep it on your hand, and then you say give. Then the child will understand, oh, giving is this. These are the few things you need to follow. Other thing which is very important is the sensory regulation. The child, you must teach the child to have emotional control with your support. So if the child is screaming or shouting, you can stop the activity, give the child a sensory break, and then bring back. Maybe your activity is not something that the child is interested in. You can try changing the activity and make sure that the child is able to cope up with the voice. Make sure that you do your voice modulation based on that, and also the child should be able to respond. The child is okay with the touch. So sensory regulation is also very important, and you need to work on that before you start special education. So the few other things which are very important I will be discussing in the next video. Hope this video was helpful. Hope this video will be helpful for you all. Thank you.